morning, everybody. I don't know if my volume is up enough. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't know, but my volume is way down on my phone. But you can see I'm all ready to work out. I've had my Energize. I've done my personal development. Jake's on the bus. Tired this morning, I'd be honest. I didn't go to sleep last night till probably about 2:30 in the morning, and I was up at 7:30. 5 hours is rough for me. Basically, 7 to 8 hours is perfect amount of sleep for me. But last night, I had so many thoughts going through my mind. Does that ever happen to you? Where you have so many thoughts going through your mind, you can't quiet your mind enough to go to sleep. I'm usually the easiest person to get to sleep, but last night, I don't know. I just had so many things running through my mind. Stress still going on money-wise. I say that I'm going to work hard. I say I'm going to put in all these hours in my business, but I don't do it. Be honest, I don't. I like to sleep. I like to watch TV. I like to play games on my phone. All things that I know are going to keep me from reaching my goals. So, as I was laying in bed for 3 hours last night with all these thoughts rushing through my head, I said, you know what? I was most successful running a home business when I worked 40 hours a week. What was the difference then to now? Everybody says, you work from home, you have tons of time to work your business, but, it's a lot less disciplined when you don't have a full-time job outside the home. It's so much less disciplined, and you can so get off track and not do what you need to do. So I'm thinking, what did I do when I worked 40 hours a week that I can do now to help myself be successful like I was in 2015? Because that was seriously my most successful year. Disclaimer, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. It is 100% solely based on the individual effort of each individual person. So in 2015, I made $60,000 with Beachbody, as well as working a full-time job where I was making another $36,000 a year. And so right there, that tells you that you can make $60,000 a year when you have a full-time job outside the home. Plus, it was a job where I was in the car all the time. I was mostly seeing clients 45 minutes to an hour away from my home, so I was in the car a lot, and obviously I can't respond to messages and emails and all these things while I'm driving, so I did hours and hours of personal development when I was driving to these places. And so how was I successful? How did I make $60,000 a year when I was working 40 to 50 hours a week and had my son, had a husband, have a house, all those things? How was I successful? Well, I got up early. I stayed up late. Any second that he was busy or asleep or not here, I was working. I made a lot of sacrifices. Yes, my husband didn't get a whole lot of date nights. I didn't get together with my friends as much as I probably should have, but you know what? I was successful. I didn't have money worries. I had paid off all of my credit card debt. I was slowly starting to pay off student loans. And now, I'm not able to pay anything on my student loans. I struggle to make my monthly payments every month. I struggle to be successful. And why is that happening when I have all day long? Sure, I have more free time, but do I really use it to my best advantage? And the answer is no. So this was my thought. Sadly, I am in process of looking for a second part-time job in the social work field, a second shift job, just because we have a $2,600 medical bill coming from my MRI and my mammogram and all of that. So we have a $2,600 medical bill coming for that. We've used up our health spending account. So until we spend $4,800 out of pocket, we're going to be paying all our medical bills. Yeah, scary. Even having insurance is not that great because, something horrible happened that was really, really expensive. We used up our $1,500 spending account like that, and it's gone. And we have the whole rest of the year to pay medical bills, which means every time Jake goes to Children's Hospital every 3 months, we're going to be paying over $300 every time he goes. Prescriptions, we're going to spend about $200 a month on his diabetes supplies. So, this is a decision that has to happen for my family. And, I thought, it could hinder my business, but you know what? I did best in my business when I was working. And I'm only going to be working part-time, and it'll be close to home, and it'd be a job that's 20 to 30 minutes from home. And it's kind of, how things are going to have to be. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. This may not be long term, this may be short term, but we need to get these medical bills paid off. And we can't strap my family with this money. It's just, we already have paid out $1,000 in medical bills this year already. So, sometimes you need to make sacrifices, and that means trying to find a job again. But until then, I thought of other things that I can do to make myself more productive. So as I said, what did I do? I got up early and went to bed late. So starting tomorrow, Fridays, my husband's home. So I was always like, it's Friday, I can sleep in, He gets my son on the bus, I can sleep in. Not anymore. Up at 7 a.m. I'm going to be up at 7 a.m. during the week and up at 8 a.m. on the weekends and get the work done. Get it done. No excuses. Get up at 7 a.m., get my personal development first thing, get my son on the bus, do my live video, work out, work until Alex wakes up. And then, still give her time. Because I'll be home mornings. So, second shift start at about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, somewhere around there. So, I'll still get time with her during the day. It's just going to be at night. She'll have time with my husband, and we'll have to get family and maybe daycare once a week to help us with the in-between stuff. But, you have to do what you got to do for your family. And when you have a $2,600 medical bill that's going to be coming, it's just something that needs to happen. Staying home, that's the dream. That is what, I want. But if, and I wasn't even going to share the stuff that I was looking for a second job. I wasn't even going to share that. But I gotta be honest with you guys, because I had said a few weeks ago, it's going to be 100% honesty. I'm going to tell you guys how it is. No sugarcoating things. Running home business is hard, but it's something you can be very successful with if you have a full-time job outside the home. It's something that I was the most successful when I was working full-time outside the home, because you're just that much more focused when you have your spare time. So Alex is sleeping, I'll be working. Alex is napping, I'll be working. It's just prioritizing your time to make sure that your family is taken care of financially. That is the most important thing. Good morning, Kissa. The most important thing is making sure your family is supported financially. It's really hard for nowadays for a parent to stay home. It's just really, really hard. I know that my parents did it back in the 80s, but my mom still worked part-time at the Y. She did something. It was a little extra. But I think nowadays there's not a whole lot of stay-at-home moms anymore, because things are just so expensive. Food is so expensive. Bills are so expensive. I think health stuff is the worst. even with insurance, I mean, as I said, we are going to be paying out of pocket now for another $2,000 until we reach our deductible. You know, a $4,800 deductible is a lot. $2,600 medical bill for an MRI and a mammogram after with insurance is crazy. You know, the the world is in trouble. I mean, people have so much debt. We have student loans, which education is excessively expensive. You know, just things are so much. You know, kids want to do activities. Activities cost money. You know, soon, in a few years, Alex is going to start wanting to do like gymnastics and dance and things like that. And it's expensive. Raising kids is expensive. And that's why most households have two working parents. Most households have one parent working first shift and one parent working second shift, because that's just what you have to do. Yeah, it is going to be hard on us, but you know, we can make it through. But right now we have to think of our financial responsibilities. And, you know, the dream of working from home and owning your own business is fantastic, but it's hard, you know, and maybe I'm not disciplined enough. I obviously care a ton about my customers, about my coaches, about my distributors, about my teammates, but I'm not worth anything to you guys if all I'm worried about is money and stressing out about over how I'm going to pay my medical bills and stressing out about how we're going to pay it, keep the debts we don't have away. Like, we don't want to add more debt. And if I don't find additional work, 20 hours a week, I mean, it's not a ton. It's just 20 more hours a week. So if I don't find something else, I mean, the stress is just going to keep mounting on us. We're going to start having arguments. You know, money is what causes divorce, and we don't want that to happen. Now I've gone on for way over 10 minutes. But, you know, what's going to have to happen is waking up at 7 every day, going to bed at midnight, you know, getting that 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night, because it's what has to happen. You know, the work has to be put in. You know, that's just how it is. You know, this video turned into something completely different, but I know that God has a plan, that God is going to lead me to the right opportunity for me. I'm trying to find something that will work with my schedule at the church, because I absolutely do not want to leave the church. I want to stay working at the church, but it is only a 10 to 15 hour a week position at the church, and it's just not quite enough. I need about 20 to 30, preferably about 30 hours total, with 2 jobs combined, to be okay, to pay off this medical bill, to not have to worry about racking up credit card debt, because I just don't want to do it. Work so hard to not have credit card debt. I don't want to have to do that again. So, you know, that's why I'm selling stuff, doing the best that I can do to provide for my family and not use credit cards. That's really what I'm trying to do, trying to go by war on debt and sell our stuff. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, you can say, you know, you talk about time freedom, you talk about all these things, but you know what? Until this medical bill is paid off, I need to be bringing in more money, and maybe it'll help me work better with the time I have. I mean, it worked well for me before, so why won't it work again? So just being more, I don't know, really scheduling out my time and really taking any free second. Really, it's going to be no more TV. That is the 100% honesty. No more TV. No really days off. No, that's just how it's going to have to be. And sometimes you have to make sacrifices. And obviously, I'm going to continue to work my business and put in all the work I've always put in, I'm just going to have to work better with the time that I have. And as I said, you know, working 40 to 50 hours a week and commuting 10 hours a week, I did it, and I was the most successful I ever was. So, you know, I can do it again, and I know I can. It's just I can't wait to make it be more successful. I need to, you know, people would say, you know, why are you complaining? You make $700, $800, $900 a week with Beachbody. Yes, I do, but got student loans to pay off, got medical bills to pay off. You know, it's just, good morning, Patty. There's just things you have to do. I mean, you guys can think poorly of me, say, you know, whatever you want to say about me, but, you know, I got to take care of my family, and that's the number one priority. And a part-time job is not going to make my life horrible. I'm still going to have my days with my baby girl. You know, it's just how it's going to have to be. I'm still going to get my son on the bus in the morning. So, you know, it's just 50% sacrifice, but that's okay. You know, gotta do what you gotta do. So don't let anybody judge you for what you need to do for you and your family. And that's about it I have for this morning. So if you guys could keep us in our prayers that something is going to come up that's gonna fit perfectly into what we need. I'm not just gonna take something that doesn't fit in with exactly what we're looking for and exactly the amount of money I would like to get. I'm not gonna settle. We'll be okay. So if it takes me a few weeks, a month, whatever, to find something that's going to fit perfectly into what my family needs and I need, that's okay. So I hope everybody has a fantastic Thursday. It is time for me to get my workout on. So talk to you later, guys. Bye.